Lie.
Come on, sir.
Let me type this in the chat real quick, and then we're gonna get it.
Bam.
All right, we're gonna get it cracking. I'm about to type this in 1 second.
Come.
Yep, yep, yep. See, yeah, I gotta figure out what this is because this ain't something is not right. And this whole system is totally brand new.
Hmm.
And it's starting to. I mean, first it was working like a dream. But now it's starting to have issues. All right, we are back. Shalom, Israel. Guess what? Y'all know we on all platforms. And I got my main man with me in the building. I'm gonna introduce him first. Y'all already know who I am. You understand? Yeah, I all for the building. Y'all already know. And then I got the mighty Maisha Allah in the building out of ATL. You understand? We done bridge that gap from the STL to the ATL. All right. And on today's show, this is STATL Connect podcast, right? And on today's show, the topic is the R Kelly S.A. his thought. I don't know. Can you even say the words? You understand? Or do
I
you
think
have any issues or say something different? Because I want to actually put it out there for what it is. You understand? So he assaulted his daughter. Let me say it. Okay. Uh, I really believe, of course, he's denying it. But when you have all of these cases that, you know, issue and all these charges and you in prison for it, and then all of these documentaries, it's not even like hearing his song that ain't been the same. You know what I mean? I remember when feeling on your booty came up. Oh, gee, that was my jam. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows that. Like I like them donks. You know what I'm saying? And this brother, I can't even, to imagine, him doing this stuff to you. You know what I mean? It just take away from the man music. You know, you remind me of my Jeep. I want to ride it. Something like my sound. I want to pump it. It looked just like my car. I want to fight it. You know what I'm saying? Something like my bank account. And then to know and hear these stories, these horror stories that these children are telling. He ain't been the same. You understand? And hearing his music, it ain't been the same. You know. But I want to turn around and play that first video because this was almost like last time we saw R. Kelly in action. You understand? This was the last time we saw him in action. Play that video first.
Come, sir.
I didn't do this stuff.
This is his interview that he did with Gig.
Life. Don't tell me with this. Robert. Y'all trying to kill me. You're killing me, man. This is not about music. I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it. But y'all just don't want to believe the truth. You don't want to believe it.
At this point, we briefly paused the interview to give Kelly a moment. His publicist helped calm him down.
I hope this camera keep going.
No, we're gonna.
This is not true. This is not, doesn't even make sense. Why would I hold all these women? Their mothers and fathers told me, we're gonna destroy your career.
But Kelly's emotions remained raw.
It's real girls out there missing. It's real young. I didn't do this stuff. This is not me. I'm fighting for my.
All right, you can cut. It's playing over.
Okay. You said play it over?
So, no, I said it's playing over.
Oh, okay. Come on, sir.
You can cut it. Yeah, that's the last time we saw him in action. You understand? And after that, this is what we've seen now. Let me quote this up. This is what we've seen of him now.
Man, he said their parents said they're gonna take him down, but that ain't the ones that took him down.
Kids, man. Them little girls. Yeah. One of my ribs is one of his ex-dancer's cousins. And said she remember her being 16 and 17 and R. Kelly freaking her down as if she's a grown man at one of a grown woman at one of the concerts. She said she remembered, she remember seeing him all over her, and she was thinking like, damn, she my cousin 16. And of course she was, built like an adult,
right. But
still she was a child, and you knew that, So this now after that, this is what we seen of him. You understand? In an orange jumpsuit. And I think what he gets sentenced to 30 years.
Yeah, I think so. I can look it up and see.
Yeah, I think he got 30 years. Find the charges, the things that he was found guilty of, and what they hit him with, and then how long.
Come on, sir. Yeah, they say 30 years. That's what I'm saying. Hold on.
Right. Mm-hmm. What they find him guilty of.
He said he was hit with racketeering and sex trafficking charges. That's what he was hit with.
That's what he was sentenced with?
Yep, that's the two he was hit with. Racketeering and sex trafficking charges.
So racketeering is a business that's illegal, but it's disguised as a legit business. That's what racketeering is. And he was guilty. How many counts of that? Now, I don't know. Check that out and make sure you find the things that he actually went to prison for, because I believe, if my memory serves me correct, he was not found guilty of the sex trafficking.
Okay, I got you. I got you right here, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
It says Kelly was convicted in September on 3 counts of production of child pornography and 3 counts of enticement of a minor to engage in criminal sexual activity.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I thought he wouldn't. I thought he didn't hit the sex trafficking. Okay, yeah, that's bad enough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's bad enough for an adult to be, recording a child. And then what's so sad is he did it once before with the one, that came out that everybody was watching the video. I couldn't watch it.
Nah, man, that was wild.
I couldn't watch it. Everybody in the hood was talking about it. Oh man, I see the video, man. That was him. I just couldn't do it. I'm like, nah, I don't think I want to see that. You know what I'm saying? The little girl, from what they said, he peed on her and all. I don't want to see that, man. That's terrible. That's a child.
Right.
So, but yeah, a lot of folks watched it. A lot of folks confirmed it and said that was him.
Yeah, I can watch that either. I wouldn't care. Cats are like it. I wouldn't care if it was a grown woman get peed on. I don't want to watch nobody get peed.
Yeah, I definitely don't. Yeah, I know. Oh,
that is disgusting.
And our oppressors, they like that kind of sick mess.
Yeah.
I've seen on some of these movies where they turn around and make women lick stuff off toilets and
Mm-hmm.
and make them walk around like animals and all this kind of like, what is
Yeah.
wrong with you, man? I don't want to. It's not the joy. You know what I'm saying? To try to degrade a woman, that's not pleasurable to me or her. You know what I'm saying? I would. I don't get it. I just don't get it. You know, they love abuse, man. They love our oppressors love abuse, and these sick individuals of ours. And when I'm saying ours, I'm talking about Black, Hispanic, Native Indian people. They're sick and disgusting too. They
Salaki,
like
sir.
abuse. A lot of them have been abused, and they turned around and once was prey, and then they became predators. Go ahead,
Salaki, just speaking of how nasty these heathens are and the stuff that they do, like you were saying, I just looked it up because it's something that I heard about. It says in Dubai, right? These ladies, it's called Dubai Porta Potty. It says influencers are apparently being pooped on for cash.
What?
They getting pooped on for cash. They letting men take a dump on them for money.
Man, hey, that's
Yeah,
disgusting.
that's it.
And that's our oppressors, man. That's what they like.
That's
They
sick,
like
man.
that kind of thing. The other nations of people, they like that kind of filth, that kind of trash, nasty mess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't look after that. I don't even want to touch you. I don't care how many baths you took. I don't, I don't even want to touch you after that. Yeah, you gonna sit there and rub it all in and screw it all
Oh
up.
man.
Like, you understand? But those heathens love that kind of filth. That's dang, that's crazy. Hey,
That's the
but it
great.
is what it is. That's how they get down. But yeah, play the next video real quick
All right,
of
copy.
the daughter's accusation. And again, let me take this picture down real quick because it's a little choppy on my, like I said, I don't know, it's something up with our internet on this end because I know you said it's fine on your end, but it's still coming through a little choppy on this. So hopefully it'll play, it'll come through clear. But like I said, you A1, your picture is clear. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And your picture is solid. But for some odd reason, the video it's just not coming through as clear. And I don't think we're gonna play the whole thing because I'm gonna read some of this article too.
Come on, sir.
Go ahead.
All right.
I really feel like that 1 millisecond completely just changed my whole life. Changed who I was as a person.
R. Kelly's daughter, Bukuwabi, is opening up for the first time about the alleged abuse she suffered as a child, alleging she was one of her dad's victims. In the TVEI streaming network's explosive two-part documentary, R. Kelly's Karma, A Daughter's Journey, the 26-year-old alleges she was abused as a child by her father.
For a long time, I didn't even want to believe that it happened. I didn't know that even if he was a bad person, that he would do something to me.
Abby, who was born Joan Kelly, is the daughter of Kelly and his ex-wife, Drea Kelly. In the doc, she recalls how it allegedly happened when she was 8 or 9 years old.
I just remember waking up
It
and
said having
touching
she was
me.
9, right? Pause it real quick.
Okay.
It said she was 9, right? And this is her. This is her telling her story. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read this article. And it says R. Kelly's daughter, Buku Abi. Hold on one second. The haters on TikTok, man, they ridiculous. They trying to get us shut down again. Do you have to have a life? Like, that's all they do is sit and watch. I hope you're learning something while you listen. All right. Learn you something first before you try to get the live shut down, idiot. All right. But this is what it says. R. Kelly's daughter, Buku Abi, claims single father sexually assaulted her as a child. All right. It says R. Kelly's daughter, Buku Abi, claims in a new two-part documentary series that her father defiled. I know you can't say molested. Did you say that on the show? Too? Did you say that word?
I think you can say molested, sir. I would stick to sexual abuse though.
Okay, okay. So it says her father molested. Albie, whom Kelly shares with ex-wife Drea Kelly, detailed her alleged sexual abuse in an episode of the Karma, A Daughter's Journey series. How was my? I'm sorry. He was my everything. For a long time, I didn't even want to believe that it happened. And now you know something right there. I can actually believe that from counseling victims and talking to so many different people that has actually gone through that, as a kid, and they be like shocked, shell shocked from who it's coming from, from it being her father, you know. It was like, man, this just happened. Like, did he just do this to me? I can believe it. I can
Yeah,
believe it, And then
it's
it
crazy.
said, yeah, it is. It's terrible. Because guess what? I got 6 girls and 4 boys. I ain't thinking about doing nothing like that to them. You know what I
Right,
mean? Never have and never will. And nobody else's child for that matter. It
right.
says, I didn't know that even if he was a bad person, that he would do something to me. Abby, whose legal name is Joanne Kelly, says in the documentary. Abby added that she was too scared to tell anybody. I was too scared to tell my mom. So just imagine, children, they be terrified, man.
Right.
Just think about it. Sex is for adults, right? And you have a nasty bastard hanging over you, telling you to be quiet, don't tell nobody, I'm gonna unalive you. You know what I'm saying? All those kinds of things. You heard it before. You know, you heard the victims of such heinous crime, right? To where they turn around and say that's what happened. The person that did it. These are the things they said. So I could also believe that she was terrified to tell that this happened. You know, because it happened. You understand? I mean, look at all. What is it? One in what is it? 3 little girls of ours that it happens to, and one out of I
Right.
believe it's a 6 boy. You
Yeah.
know, and a lot of this stuff goes unreported because children they get scared. You know, they got threatened. The person say I'm gonna unalive you and your whole family, your mama, your daddy, and all this. You tell anybody, and just imagine a 9-year-old is scared for their life. You got an animal hanging over you, doing something to you that should not happen. Fathers are supposed to hug and kiss the little princess, not turn around and do stuff like that. I believe that, especially with him being found guilty for so many others. You know, I don't see why this sister would actually come out and tell this story and it be a lie. You
It's
know,
a lot.
very very seldom of them lie about this stuff. Go ahead.
No, it's a crazy thing. Like I said, I just now heard about this. You know what I'm saying? Let's bring it out. But it's a crazy thing because your father, man, he is supposed to protect you from everything. You know what I'm saying? Like your dad is like your damn superhero. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? He's supposed to
Mine
protect you from
was,
everything. Right.
you heard me? Mine was my hero, boy. Look,
Right.
my little brother, he used to call it the machine gun. Anytime we had a problem, he said, I'll get my daddy to get that machine gun on you. That was our hero, boy. You right. Go ahead.
Yeah, damn right. And then to turn around and have your dad sexually assault you, like that has to be horrible growing up in that household
Yeah.
to know the person that's supposed to protect you is abusing you and it's messing your mind up. You know what I'm saying? One minute he fussing at you, telling you clean your room up and do this and do that, and then you turn around, he end up rubbing on you. You know what I'm saying? He trying to get his thing off on you. You know what I'm saying? So that has to be very, confusing and man, bad as that a child has to go through that. Salakia, sir.
Right. You're right. So then she continued and says, I really felt like that 1 millisecond completely just changed my whole life and changed who I was as a person and changed the sparkle I had and the light I used to carry. I believe that as well. I remember the sister that I grew up with, right? She had reached out to us. She had actually seen one of the classes online, and we were talking about, children being defiled by adults. And she had ended up reaching out to me and was telling me how she was dealing with the fact that her husband assaulted her daughter, you know, and she was saying how the little girl, how she changed, you know. She said she was straight A student. She was, what they like to call bubbly. You know what I'm saying? The little girl was bubbly and vibrant and energetic, and outgoing, and all this kind of wonderful stuff that a child should be, you know. And she said that she noticed the change, but she didn't know what was going on. She noticed that the little girl wasn't taking baths. She wasn't washing and changing her clothes. She was failing in school. She just changed completely. And she was like, I'm trying to figure it out. But what she didn't know was that the girl was trying to protect herself from this animal. You know, she felt like if she would leave her body filthy and nasty, that this bastard would not defile her. That's what she, the child thought. I think she was, if I'm mistaken, I think it was 9 or 10, somewhere up in there. I can't remember the age, but it was somewhere like close to the same age. 9, 10, 11, something like that. I can't remember. But she turned around, and that was her way of trying to protect herself. She felt like if I'm smelly, this man will leave me alone. If my clothes are dirty, if I wear the same clothes 2 or 3 or 4 days in a row, this man would leave me alone. You understand? She was trying to protect herself. And then, of course, it didn't stop. You understand? It smelly and dirty clothes. The bastard was sick. He was totally sick. And it continued until she finally got the courage to come out and say it. So I believe that as well. I believe that she changed. Like she said, that little sparkle that she had, went from energetic to, outgoing to, a terror. I can believe that. So then it said, Abby said that after I told my mom I didn't go over there anymore, my brother Robert and sister Ja, we didn't go over there anymore. All right. So that was a good move right there. You know what I mean? Because sometimes people don't even believe the kids. Sometimes these parents, they horrible, these mothers don't even believe their children and let them go over there anyway. Girl, that's your daddy. Go on over. That's your uncle. Girl, he love you. He wouldn't do nothing to you. Girl, go on. Shut your mouth. That's the pastor. Don't talk about the pastor. You know what I mean?
Right.
They would turn around and send their child right on over there to the goddamn predator. And that's disgusting. All right, it says in a statement to People magazine, Kelly's attorney, Jennifer Bonjean, said Mr. Kelly vehemently denies these allegations. His ex-wife made the same allegations years ago, and it was investigated by the Illinois Department of Children and Family Services and was unfounded. And the filmmakers, whoever they are, did not reach out to Mr. Kelly or his team to even allow him to deny these hurtful claims. So we're going to get into exactly what the claims were in just a second. All right. You can go ahead and drop the video. I think I'm done with that.
Okay, come on, sir.
Yeah, it says USA Today reached out to the reps for R. Kelly and the documentary coming. On Monday, the U.S. Supreme Court declined to hear the imprisoned former R&B superstar's appeal of his 2022 federal conviction on charges involving child pornography and luring underage girls to have sex with him. One of two cases in which he was found guilty of sex crimes. Kelly, who was sentenced to 20 years in prison, was acquitted of 7 other charges that included obstruction of justice and conspiracy to receive child pornography.
Hmm.
Buku Abi was a different person after alleged abuse. In the series, Abby goes in depth with disturbing details about the alleged sexual abuse, saying the alleged instance happened when she was 8 or 9. I just remember waking up to him touching me, she tearfully recalled, and I didn't know what to do. So I just kind of laid there and I pretended to be asleep. She added that from that moment on, I was a different person. Abby says it was hard to accept that it happened, and later she had to tell her mom. The news completely broke her heart, she says about mom, Drea Kelly. Abby is one of 3 children with ex-wife Drea Kelly. The two were married from 1996 to 2009. All right. So I'm gonna pause right there for a second, and then I'm gonna get back to the reading. Okay, so basically, what she's saying took place is that he was touching her. She woke up to him touching her, fondling. That's sexual assault. You understand? No adult. And here's one thing that I do know about Illinois law and Missouri that just changed their laws, I believe, a year or two ago. In Illinois, they don't even investigate and let. And now I don't know if it's all of Illinois, but just across the bridge over in East St. Louis, Belleville, and uh, Fairview Heights, and all of them, they turned around and said if molestation doesn't even take place, they don't even investigate.
Hmm.
That's what they say. That's how they operate over there. And then it has to be mother, father, boyfriend, girlfriend, you know what I'm saying, of the parents in order for them to even take the kids serious and even investigate.
Yeah.
Right? That's sure. So you can sit here and touch. That's why I was unfounded. Because you can just sit here and touch a child. It's not like you left fingerprints on, you know what I'm saying, on her anywhere. You know what I mean? For you to turn around and say, yeah, he did touch you. Right? But what she said was, man, woke her up. You know, she was playing asleep. She woke up to him touching her. Just imagine being 8 or 9 years old and you wake up to somebody touching you inappropriately. And then you find out that it's your father. Like, come on, like you said, the man that's supposed to protect you from everything. He's the one hurting you. I can believe that he actually did it. I can believe that. I believe it. I believe the story.
Okay.
Because guess what? For sexual deviants and perverts, they don't discriminate on who the child is. If you like a child, you're like a child, whether it's a boy, whether it's a girl, whether it's your son, your daughter, your nephew, niece. You know what I mean? It don't matter. When you are a sexual deviant, you a boy, you got to hide them kids. You got to protect them kids from sexual deviance. You can't turn around and let them hang around. All right. So I believe that this actually took place. Okay. So I'm gonna read a little more. And then we come. It says in 2019, I believe I Can Fly singer sparked a controversy when he shared a video to Instagram and Twitter singing and telling his estranged daughter, "Happy birthday, baby. Daddy loves you. I love you no matter what. I love you so much."
Hmm.
R. Kelly criticized for shamelessly singing "Happy Birthday" to a strange daughter. Abby started using a different name to separate herself from her father's last name and previously took to social media in January 2019 to publicly condemn R. Kelly, calling him a monster and noting that it has been years since my siblings and I have seen or have spoken to him. Abby publicly addressed her relationship with her father amid damning allegations against her father that were highlighted in Lifetime's Surviving R. Kelly docuseries. R. Kelly's Karma, A Daughter's Journey, is currently streaming on TVEI streaming network. All right, so that's the end of the article. Right there. So, like I said, I believe it took place. I really believe he did. You know, and then just because it was unfounded and you know they dropped it, it was simply because he just touched. I mean, but here in Missouri, touching is sexual assault. Kissing, anything intimate with a minor, you are guilty of child molestation. You understand? And I remember when I did the article on a preacher that did that. He had fondled some young girls, found himself in a lot of trouble, like what he should have. You understand? Because now it's all considered the same thing. If you just stroke her arm, if you just stroking her arm, you know what I'm saying, talking to her intimately like she's an adult, you're guilty of sexual molestation. You understand? You're guilty of child molestation, like you should. If you're just holding her hand and rubbing her hand and telling her how beautiful she is, you can't wait until she's 21 or until she becomes an adult. You're guilty of child molestation. It should have been had that to the max. I don't know why it took so long. You understand? Like that right there should have been maxed out from the beginning. It don't matter what you do with a child. If it's inappropriate, it should be the max. Because children can't defend and protect themselves. Somebody has to protect them. And then for the longest, the government wasn't even doing it. So many times children, and that's why a lot of them didn't even tell. Because so many of them get a lot of backlash from their mother, from family, from friends. You know what I mean? They turn around and I was watching hey, I forgot what the name of this movie was. I think it was called The Girl That Escaped. Right, the girl that escaped. She escaped her abuser and actually got this. Well, he was about to get locked up and he took his own life. Okay, he was a coward. He had ended up molesting and unaliving several children, and she helped get him put. They caught her because she got away. So she was actually they had surrounded him, pulled a gun, and he took his own life. But and she turned around and told her mother. She said, "I'm not gonna let this thing take this from me, which was my life." Right? She was saying her and a friend they was gonna hang out. The friend, you could tell if you go look at it, man. The friend was, oh my god, because it happened at her house. She felt horrible. You understand? She didn't want to go nowhere with her, but she know the friend wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Everybody thinking like, damn, this just happened, a day ago. Just, chill out. Just, take time to heal and, just process everything. She was like, no, I'm going out. So she goes to her boyfriend's baseball game. And at the game, some of the kids at the school was talking about it. They were talking about the little girl because of what happened to her. And they had, said whatever foul comment that they said, and then she turned around and commented to the comment they made. You know what I mean? So victims often they're never believed. Nobody believes the victim. I don't understand it. I just don't understand it when you have proof. There is a sister here in St. Louis that had called me crying. She called me in tears. She's She knows of us. She's helped us at different food drives. She comes here to get food. We didn't help her with food drives, all kind of stuff, right? And she turned around and called me crying. She was in tears, brother. Her brother was sent to prison for 20 years for sexually assaulting her daughter and her friend. She turned around, left him there at the house with the girls. She goes to the store doing whatever she's doing. Turn around and she gets a phone call from the girls. Kind of similar to what R Kelly daughter said. To where they were asleep. They woke up to this man touching them and they played sleep, until they were free to get on the phone. They got free to get on the phone. They called her. She called her mother, told them what happened. The daughter only told her that it happened to the friend. She didn't tell her that it happened to her till later. But the daughter turned around and she turned around and called and told, hey, my friend just told me that uncle touched her while she was asleep. So she snaps. She turns around and calls the police. She said, I'm on the way. She turned around and she called him, alerted, you over there touching this little girl. The police on the way, I'm on, you know what I'm saying? And so he got up to leave. Okay? He didn't put his clothes, his shoes on, he about to leave. Turn around, she got there, and the police got there at the same time, just as he's leaving the apartment. She gets out of the car. There he go right there. He's trying to get away. Turn around and got locked up. She admitted that she was in this little girl's face, screaming and yelling. Did he touch you? What are you doing? Yelling? She's snapping and going, not even thinking that this is a sensitive thing. You know what I mean? You can't go berserk and go to a child that has just been traumatized like that. The girl woke up to a old, nasty 50, 60-year-old man touching on her. You can't go in her face screaming and yelling, going berserk. So the girl started kind of double talking. You scaring her now. You understand? She got scared by this old bastard. Then now she's scared by you. And so, it sounds like she kind of talking, different. She went about it the wrong way. I really wish somebody else would have got to that baby first. You know what I'm saying? Other than her. But she turned around and went to court, and she turned and got him, I think, 20 or 30 years in prison for what he did.
Damn, Most High Christ.
Huh?
I said, Most High Christ, sir. He need longer than that.
Hey, look. So this is what I believe. I believe that's not his first time doing it.
No.
You know what I mean? I believe that's not his. I mean, for you to get the max, like you get 30 years, that's a long time. And all you were supposed to do was just touch the child. That's why I said, law heard Missouri to change. They giving you the max for this. Like they should have been doing since the beginning. Since the first time it ever happened, you should have been getting the max. So you should never do it again. And this type of stuff should not be happening to our children. Like you said, but you could have put it no better than what you said, which is your father is supposed to protect you from everything, man.
Right.
Our women and our children look to us for protection, not to be hurt. Don't look to your uncle to turn around and hurt you when you is at the dinner table. You know what I'm saying? Then you get up from the table and go in your room, and your uncle can follow you in your room.
Right.
Your father is supposed to make sure that you're not having a bad dream. And if you wake up from a nightmare, he's, what's wrong, baby? I got you. Daddy's here. You know what I mean? Not turn around and cause the nightmare.
Right.
You're supposed to go bust in the room and you hear her screaming, oh, Daddy, help. You understand? And you come in there, dun, 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 and you say, they not turn around and go in that room and ruin her life. And I believe, of course, he's denying allegations like he did all the other allegations. One second, Warrior. Like he did all the other allegations. You didn't stop. This ain't me. Y'all don't want the truth. Y'all trying to ruin my career. I gave you 30 years of my career. Y'all trying to kill me. I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids. Man, that's the type of relationship you trying to have with your kids. Touching on them while they were asleep. Yeah, go ahead.
Now you took that, Cap. You took the words right out of my mouth. I was gonna say he doing all that, and it's crazy to you just sit here and watch the lengths a pedophile will go through to cover up his tracks, man. He crying, he jumping up and down, he hollering. They can't calm him down. He's saying y'all trying to kill him. Then he gonna end up and turn around and say, I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and you touching the kids, man. You touching them.
Yeah.
And I know that little girl was probably watching that whole thing, and she probably was like, man, he touched me. Like, she waiting to tell her story. She can't come out yet because she's probably gonna be more embarrassed than anything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because that's her father.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
This is embarrassing. It's for that to happen. The children be embarrassed to even tell, because it's such a shameful thing. You know, but what they need to know is it's not your fault that it happened. You know what I mean? Right. And that's kind of hard to tell a child when they think that it's their fault. They're forced to believe that it's their fault by this person that's victimizing them. You know what I mean? So they draw. That's like the first thing that they draw to is that it's my fault that this happened. You know, I've heard so many victims say, but it's not your fault. It's not your fault. You were supposed to be protected and not abused, right?
Yeah.
So it's no victim's fault. We need commanders to have this type of thing over everything, because this society, like I said, with Illinois, not even investigating unless it actually happened, molestation actually happened. So touching can just continue.
Right.
You just go around touching the child as much as you want. And then they're not even going to investigate until the child says, yes, he actually inserted something in. Like, oh my God, that's a shame.
Salagi, sir.
Like, they don't even work on preventive measures. They don't even work on preventive measures. You can prevent this from happening. You can prevent that from happening if you turn around and investigate the goddamn touch. If you investigate the touch, you find out that the child is being touched, then maybe anything further won't happen. But they don't give a damn, especially when it comes to our kids. Go ahead.
Like you was saying earlier in that in that room on Clubhouse about Michael Jackson, and that guy said, what did he say about the teacher? He's like, yeah, the little boy be happy to sleep with their teacher. They gonna go tell all their friends and stuff like that. And I heard you come over and say, man, ain't nothing to brag about being sexually assaulted by no damn. I don't give a damn if it's a man or woman. Ain't nobody bragging about getting sexually assaulted. Like, you dummy. And they don't look at it like that. Yeah.
No, they don't. Because those boys end up having problems.
Mm-hmm.
They don't turn around and say, yeah, they got smashed my teeth. They got hit that ear. That's not what happened. Mm-hmm. That's not what happened. A lot of male victims go through the same thing that female victims go through. They end up having issues up here.
Right.
They end up going through depression. They end up becoming promiscuous as well. They start sleeping with random chicks here and there and everywhere, and with no care. Like I said, that ain't no badge of honor. Yeah, you're talking real crazy in them.
Oh,
and they were really super defending of Michael Jackson. Whoa, when, like I said, why would this man continue to have these children in his bed, knowing that he got accused of it one time? the first time you got accused of it, why didn't you change what you was doing? Why? Because I believe that Michael Jackson was a goddamn freak. He was a pervert. He was a sexual deviant, and I believe he hurt some kids. And then did you hear how they tried to bring up the one that backtracked? You know what I'm saying? And recanted his statement and said, so that's just one.
Yeah.
That's just one. It's a possibility. You can be lied on. It's not, impossible. A person could lie on you, but most children are not. And then did you hear how they tried to minimize the creepy love letters that he was sending?
that was wild for me. I'm sitting here like, are y'all not listening to this shit?
And then you hear the brother ask me, was it the letters being sexual or was they just creepy? And I said it was creepy. That's what the parents said. They didn't say, he didn't say, I can't wait to see your little pee-pee, next time you come to Never Neverland. He didn't say anything like that. He said stuff like, hey, doodle head, hey, apple head, you need to get your butt back to my house. I can't wait to see you. I love you. And that would creep me out. So like, hold on, who the fuck he calling doodle head? Number one.
Right.
Like, don't call me, who the hell call kids doodle head? Unless it's another kid, what we call her in St. Louis, Joan and all. You know what I'm saying? What they call it out there when they start talking about it, what they call it?
Ragging on you, ragging. You know what I'm
saying? Roasting session, ragging on them, joning on them. Boy, you get Joan out here so bad, boy, you'll want to unalive yourself until you get bad out here. It go down. If you can't handle it, boy, you better leave that alone. But a kid, I heard the kids call it doodle head and all that kind, but not no grown ass man. And then you hear what they said, well, he was like a child. So now we giving excuses? Like we giving this bastard an excuse for him.
He didn't go to school. They were making a bunch of excuses, Cap. That was crazy.
Yeah, he didn't have a childhood. So what? You understand? So what? Because you didn't have that's an excuse for you to defile children. That's an excuse for you to write tons of creepy letters. If you look at that article that I posted out, the parents said Michael Jackson used to call that boy every day for 2 whole years and be on the phone with him 2, 3, and 4 hours at a time. Every day. Then turned around and said that the man was sending letters every day. Said so many that boy was filling up his goddamn room.
Damn.
My thing, hold on, Mike. What's this about? He doing homework, he eat, sleep. Like what do you want? I don't give a damn because you know celebrity. Ain't no man finna get in the bed with my child. Ain't no child. My child ain't getting in the bed with no man. You understand? My bed for me and mama. You understand? Not the damn child. But to turn around and be a stranger and get in the bed with all these kids, that is ridiculous. And he did it not once, twice. He kept doing it over and over and over again. Something definitely was wrong with him. And even though they dismissed a lot of cases, they dismissed his case, the one Ward Robson. They dismissed his case because it took too long. It went across statute of limitations. That was the first dismissal. And then they dismissed it again after they brought it back up due to, I think, lack of evidence. But that don't mean that he did not do it. Something is wrong with Mike. And then when they went to the civil court, he ended up dishing out money. He bargained with each and every damn child and parent to give them a total of $20-something million all together. Gave the child 10, the parent 5, the other parent 5. Now, I believe if you pay, you understand, not that you're forced to pay. He's settled. If you go to court and you're found guilty, and even though you didn't commit the crime, that's one thing. But to go and settle, like what P. Diddy just did with Cassie, you are guilty somewhere of something. I don't care what nobody.
Right, I agree.
If I didn't do it, I'm not settling shit. You're gonna just have to throw me in the slammer. You're gonna just have to throw the book at me. Because if I didn't do it, I'm not settling for a goddamn thing. I don't care about a career. I don't care about none of that. My innocence and my name is more important than me getting back on the stage and singing. I don't give a damn about that.
Right.
Everybody, the world knowing that I did not commit this crime is more important to me than me getting back to my career and me getting back to this jumbo-sized bed that this man had putting all these kids in. That's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? That is ridiculous. But we at the time, Warrior. I know we had you got to get up out of here. You got something you want to say?
Sir. That was a heavy show, man. Because like you say, we every time we get into these type of topics like this, it's always something on Clubhouse to get everything rolling and everything going. You know what I'm saying? So,
man, and look, had my blood pumping too. I just hate how people defend that, and I just don't see how they do it.
Man, that was sad because they always defended it. They always defended it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, always.
Man, but nah, it was a heavy show, Cap. Heavy show at the water for bringing that information out. You know what I'm saying?
And couldn't have did it without my right hand man. You understand?
Right,
couldn't have did it without you, brother. And that's every show.
Damn right, sir.
You better know that. Well, hey, look, this has been ST.LOUIS Connect podcast with me and my right hand man, Officer Mashallah. We bridging the gap from STL to ATL. All right. Make sure y'all tune in. Stay tuned for To the Hard Way going down this Friday, 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right. And then don't miss Dropping the Sword Radio. They're going down this Sunday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. every Sunday. All right. And then we're doing it all over again every week. Don't miss our classes. Go to ISUPK.com. Go to ISUPK St. Louis. Go to ISUPK Atlanta. And get with your people, man. It's time for us to come together. And with that, shalom, Israel.
Shalom. I got you, Cap.